Are you looking for a super simple side dish to take to the holiday dinner? Are you someone who has trouble cooking and not sure how to make things or what to make? Are you someone who buys everything that you take to a family dinner? That's great, but if you're looking for an alternative, I have one today for you. Stay tuned for this easy, delicious recipe. For our recipe today, you're going to need 4 easy ingredients. Chicken broth. This is rotisserie chicken that I've already picked off of the bone that happened to be in my freezer, but you can easily get a rotisserie chicken from any grocery store or from Sam's Club or Costco. We've got Ream's frozen noodles and black pepper. So now, let's make no bones about it. This is not your grandma's or your mama's homemade chicken noodles. This is semi-homemade, but it's still delicious and it's still something that you can be proud of you provided for dinner. All right, first step, we're going to bring our chicken broth to a boil. I already have one box of chicken broth in my pan. I'm gonna bring this up to a boil. Let's say that you do not have chicken broth, but you have this kind of bouillon cubes, or this kind of bouillon cubes, and you just add water. Or you may see something like this in your mom's cabinet or your cabinet, the chicken base. So use whatever you have. I'm using these boxes to get rid of them before the holidays come around, and I need to buy more for dinner. So we're gonna get these in and we're gonna get these boiling is step number 1. Our chicken broth is up to a boil. Step number 2, we're gonna add our Ream's noodles to our boiling broth. We're gonna give these a really good stir, and we're basically gonna follow the package directions on how to cook these. So while we're waiting on our chicken and noodles to finish up, I wanted to talk a little bit about today's video. Today's video is a Thanksgiving side collaboration. It is co-hosted by Becca from Rebecca Peaky and Vicky from Vicky Enright. I will have both of their channels listed below. Please check out their channels. There's a lot of great content that you will love, from cooking, cleaning, organizing, all the way to some DIYs and some craft type things. Whatever you're looking for, you will be able to find it on one of those channels. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about was a playlist that is listed below in the description box. It has tons of great YouTube creators who have prepared Thanksgiving sides for you. I am so excited about this collaboration. Everybody's Thanksgiving dinner looks different, and I'm hoping to grab some really good new recipes. So we better get back to cooking, but I just wanted to tell you to make sure that you check out Becca and Vicky's channel as well as the playlist. You're gonna want to stir up your noodles just to make sure there's no clumps frozen together still, etc., that everything is cooking at the same time. While we're waiting on this to come up to a boil, I did want to talk to you a little bit about why I chose chicken and noodles as a side dish for this collaboration. So from time to time, we either have people in my family or we have visitors that come to our family dinners that do not eat ham or turkey. And so chicken noodles is a great option if they do eat chicken. So typically we have 3 meats at family meals. So this particular upcoming Thanksgiving, we're gonna have turkey, ham, and then we'll have these chicken noodles, or sometimes we do fried chicken instead of chicken noodles. It really depends on what the group wants. So that's why I chose chicken noodles as a side dish for Thanksgiving. All right, now that our noodles are separated and they're gently boiling, you can tell that they've kind of started to fluff up a little bit. We're going to go ahead and do step number 3. We're gonna add in our rotisserie chicken. And we're gonna give this a good mix. And we're just gonna keep letting this do its thing. You're going to keep checking your noodles until your preference of doneness. These will just get bigger and bigger and bigger. They'll soak up more and more of that juice. But right now they're still, I know for sure they're not tender. The next thing I want to talk to you a little bit about, have you noticed that we have not put in any spices? The reason why is that chicken broth is very salty. So what I want to do is kind of let this go, let it do its thing, and then we're going to give it a taste to see what it needs. For me, it's probably gonna need some kind of pepper, maybe some onion powder, garlic powder, or it may be fine. It all depends on whatever kind of chicken broth that you use and if there's any kind of enhancement that you put in there. But at the very least for me, I know for sure it's gonna need some pepper. So we're gonna continue to let this come back up to a simmer and do its thing. My noodles are getting tender. They're not quite there yet. I think if this was pasta, we would refer to them as al dente. I did go ahead and try them, and they do need a little bit more seasoning for my preference. So step number 4, I think is what we're on. I'm gonna add just a little bit of garlic powder. I'm gonna add a little bit of onion powder. And I'm gonna add a decent amount of black pepper. I'm not gonna add any salt. From here, your guests can add more salt and pepper as needed because you don't want it to be too flavorful that people won't eat it. One other thing I was hoping that you can see is that as those noodles, as they cook, they're making our chicken broth a little bit more cloudy, a little thicker, and they're gonna continue to soak up that broth. If your noodles get a little dry, you can add in more chicken broth. Typically, mine do not get dry until I put them in the refrigerator overnight. If I'm gonna reheat them, then I typically need to add some chicken broth. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to turn the heat off of these once my noodles are done, and I'm going to push them on the back part of my stove, and I'm going to put aluminum foil over the top and let all those flavors get all married, so to speak, and all yummy, so that whenever that's sneezing. So whenever let all those flavors get married together, and then whenever we're ready to eat, it will be absolutely delicious. I think chicken noodles is similar to like spaghetti or chili or soup. It always gets better the longer that it sits. So I'm gonna just let these go at it for just a little bit longer. All right guys, here is our finished semi-homemade, super easy chicken noodles for a Thanksgiving side. These have my house smelling wonderful, and they taste amazing. They are so simple, anybody can do this. So if you're wanting to know about how to make these, this part of the video is finished. If you're wondering what we're gonna pair them with tonight for dinner, make sure you stay tuned, and I'll be right back with my plate all done for dinner tonight. And as promised, this is our dinner this Sunday evening. We've got mashed potatoes, chicken noodles, and some Sister Schubert rolls. There's a close-up of our of our chicken noodles, which you saw earlier, our mashed potatoes, and our frozen Sister Schubert rolls. And that's gonna do it for today's Thanksgiving Sides collaboration video. Just want to tell you thank you so much for following along. Be sure to check out our host, Becca and Vicky's channels, as well as the playlist. And most importantly, don't forget, Jesus loves you. I'll see y'all in the next one.